riches. All right, let's get started here. I got a little late start today. I'm kind of just taking my time, you know. You have to ease into your days. Some days are way better than others, but each day is a great day. So we're grateful to be here. Thank you guys for tuning in. As you guys can see, we're talking habits today. So prepare yourself mentally to decompress some things and let's get to it, man. Let's get TikTok up and moving. See what TikTok got going on. Testing, testing. Making flowers only red. Testing, testing. Can't hear. All right, YouTube. TikTok probably like, where is Big? Make your only bed. I don't know if TikTok gonna be able to hear me. So I can't hear myself. Me only bed. Y'all can see us YT. Testing, testing. Still can't hear. All right, there we go. Having some difficulties. We having technical difficulties. We having technical difficulties. We having tech, tech. We having tech, tech. We having tech, tech. We having technical difficulties. We having technical hold difficulties. We having technical hold on difficulties. We having tech. Hold on, tech. Hold on, tech. All right, YT. YouTube. I hope you can see the board. What up, TikTok, man? Give it up for yourselves to be here in rags to riches. All right, we're about to get started. Y'all already know how we get down. Today is Winter Wednesday, so we're gonna work in the mind as a winner today, and we're gonna stop being a pessimistic mind to our own selves. Today, I want to help you guys understand the difference between your higher consciousness, subconsciousness, and your lower subconsciousness. And I know that we are talking rags to riches, and I like to be honest. Like I tell a lot of people, thank you so much, big homie. I like to tell a lot of people that when we're talking rags to riches, we're talking about simply a identity shift, a mindset shift, something that shifts in order to stop conditioning decisions, right? Into subconscious and higher version decisions. So today, if you're not on YouTube, make sure you guys go pick us up on YouTube at Monshay Flow, Monshay Flow FLOW, so that you guys can see the board and so you guys can see the notes. TikTok normally doesn't see the notes anyway. But if you guys are feeling, y'all are feeling real spicy today, come on over here on YT and you guys can see the board and you're able to just see the notes and also write along and go along with us. So go subscribe to us on YouTube and pick us up if you want to see the board. If not, I totally understand. Some people are visual learners. We have some people who can just listen and grab the play. You know what I'm saying? I like both types of people because I'm both types of people. Simple. All right, let's get started, chat. I'm excited. Um, I'll be honest, when I was writing these notes, I was like, yo, this is gonna hit different. And the reason why, what up, Barbie B? What's up on YT? So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm a little behind a little bit, so I kind of don't want to take too long of your time, you guys. What's super important, I took my time today because this is not going to take long. This conversation we're about to have about habits and frequency versus time. I hope that I can free somebody today who understands that it's all in mindset shift, right? You could literally have $0 today, and if you lock in with what we're going to talk about today and really be honest with yourself with what category you are in, I promise you, you'll be able to take yourself to the next level in the next 24 hours. And although it may not be $100 million in the next 24 hours, but what I will say is in the next 24 hours, you will be able to realize where you are in your life and shift. And if you don't choose to do that, that's totally on you. Okay. So let's go ahead. So YT can see the board. So today's topic is habits, frequency versus time. Reason why we titled today's topic habits, frequency versus time is because we're in the Discord right now at the book club, right? We're reading the book Atomic Habits. I've actually finished it. This is my second time reading it, and this time it hit me very, very different. Where I was in my life when I first started to when I first read this book, I was still in the motion stage. I was still in uh a predicament, not necessarily a predicament, but a position in my life where I felt as if I just did not have all the tools and I just did not have the things that I needed to have in order to be successful. But let me be the first to tell you today that, yo, now that I've read the book again and I look back to where I was when I first read it, I realized that when I first read it, I did implement a lot of the things that helped me shift a lot quicker, right? So he talks about something called habit stacking in the book. And I want to share this with you guys because I think it's very important to a lot of people's journey that you guys learn how to multitask in the most healthiest way possible. Now, I tell my students all the time that it's nothing different between me and them. And I get this from my old director. And when she said this to me, it really it shook my nerves. It shook me in a different tax bracket. It put me in a different mind state of separating myself from the 99% and walking and staying in the 1% club. All right. So reason I'm telling you guys this is because when I read the book, I was at one of the lowest points in my life when I first read the book. I was in one of the worst parts of my life. Like 2024, I was sleeping in my truck and I had just lost my place. You know what I'm saying? And I had just lost a previous job, and then I found the new gig that I was working at, and it honestly just it shifted my whole life, and I'm so glad that I was able to experience it. All right. So when we're going to talk about habits, we're just talking about things that we do every day. A lot of people don't realize that they already have the discipline. They just have the discipline to things that may not be as impactful and attractive to their life, right? So when I'm talking about frequency, we're talking about energy, right? And we will talk about time. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't believe in time because I feel like this is how I feel. I feel as if when we focus on time, it's like we're putting a limitation on the things that we can and cannot learn. So the reason why I don't really believe in time and I believe in frequency is because literally matter cannot be destroyed or recreated. It can only be transformed, which tells me this, which tells me that I am already equipped with the things that I also want and I also need, and it's at my fingertips anytime that I'm ready for to receive it. So frequency is something that I think a lot of people skip over when we go to live our life. A lot of people think that they don't have enough time. A lot of people think that it's already too late for them to achieve their goals. A lot of people feel as if time waits for no man because technically it doesn't. But if you're intentional with the time that you currently have, I promise you, you can live up the greatest life that you desire to have. Now, although we can't get time back, we can move forward with better mindset. We can move forward with better understanding of the things that we were focusing our energy on and refocusing our energy. So, we're going to talk about action versus motion today, which will help put you guys in the pocket of really shifting yourself and paying attention to the patterns of the things that you do every day automatically. Now, let's talk about motion. We're going to talk about two groups of people today. This is not a shot at anybody. This is simply us talking growth and development today. If growth and development is not something that you kind of want to talk about, if you're not a person who wants to take accountability for their life, I recommend you to go ahead and get out now. Shout out to Danny, the pet sitter. She's in the Discord. Okay. What up, Pebble? So we're gonna talk about the group of people who I got motion, I got shit going, man. I know it. I know. I already know what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Motion is literally just planning to do. Most people don't realize they're not successful because they keep planning to do, planning to do, planning to do, planning to do. They're not doing enough moving. They're not doing enough creating. They're not doing enough grinding. They're not doing enough to see their goals come to fruition. I'm literally watching a lot of people come in and out of TikTok right now, and it's so funny to me because if I was on here cussing and fussing and arguing, I bet you a million, 1,000 people will be in here. Now, and I want to be very strategic when I say this because I don't want you guys to think that I truly care about the views. At this point, every live gets recorded, every live gets rewatched, every live is still available after we go live. So the goal is not to have people in the live, the goal is to touch as many people a day as we can. So as I'm watching so many people come in the live and out the live, what is allowing me to talk deeper on motion is a lot of people wish they could. So on the board, I have some explanations for you guys. I got some examples as to what I mean by the difference between action and motion. So because there's always two types of people in the world, you hear a lot about the 1% club and the 99% club. So the 99% club of people in the world, of course, it's like a billion people in the world. A lot of them do have motion. A lot of them do have great ideas. A lot of them do have some great skill sets that, if they put in motion, if they put in action and actually start doing and stop planning and follow the plan through, they can find themselves being very successful. Okay. They can find themselves being very successful. But you'll hear these people say things like, yeah, I want to do da 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 da, but I don't have. Once you say that but word in any sentence, anything you say beforehand, I'm gonna be honest. You literally contradict everything you say because it's like when you say but, it's like you've already found excuses. You've already found reasons why what you're planning to do will not work out. And when I learned this about my journey, it's not that people don't plan, it's that they don't do. Let me say that one more time. It's not that people don't plan, it's because people don't do. People don't know how to shift from motion to action because they think that it's a physical act that has to happen when truly it's a spiritual act. So when I told you guys today we're talking about habits and we're talking about frequency versus time, we're talking about spiritual versus physical. My pen just dropped on the floor. We're talking about spiritual versus physical. When we talk from rags to riches, we're talking about an identity shift, something that can only happen from within. And if what a block goddess, and if you're not willing to shift from within, what happens is all that planning that you're doing is literally going to waste. I want you guys to think about this and always put this in your mind. Like when you're not going over your goals, when you're not taking the initiative and the quote unquote time, right, to be intentional with what you're doing every day, you're just out here being so, I don't mind people being whimsical, but I want you guys to make sure that you're being intentional. Don't just let life happen to you. Happen to life. Simple. Because if you start living and actually put in action the things that you think about, once you transfer the things that you think about onto paper, the next step is to take the first step to knocking off whatever is on that paper. So you probably might be under the sound of my voice, big. Like it's like, man, big. I start and then I stop, and for some reason I can't get past that shift, y'all. They coming for my voice today. You're thinking like, yo, big. Sometimes I just don't know how to stay consistent. Watch this. When your why is big enough, your how is super simple. A lot of people, they plan to do things, but it's not truly felt. Their heart is not in it. And as long as your heart is not in the thing that you're trying to progress or you're trying to nurture, it's going to always seem like it's stagnant. It's going to always seem like it's not moving how you want it to move. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I get up here and we turn on YouTube and we turn on TikTok, give it up for yourselves, man. When we turn these things on and when these notes are made, I need y'all to understand that I put my heart into this shit. I've been doing this shit for years, yo. Like, that's why people coming in and out the live, that shit don't bother me because guess what? Regardless of if people are here, things have to get done. I was literally telling my lady yesterday, I'm like, yo, if I stop, if I don't grind, a lot of people don't eat. It's just that simple. So my heart gotta be in it. I gotta show up on the days that I'm supposed to show up, and I have to show up at my 100%. Some days I have to show up 110%. Some days I have to show up 120. Okay? Thank you, Locke. So if you're doing a lot of planning to do, I want you to ask yourself, why are you even planning to do certain things? Because you can have motion all you want to. A lot of people talk about motion, don't realize that the action is where the real grind is. Because although as a man thinketh, he has to also beeth. Meaning he has to be intentionally taking steps. He has to be intentionally getting his hands into the project that he's trying to elevate. So this group of people who just have motion, yeah, I want to do, I wish I could. It's okay to wish upon a star, but if you're not willing to create the energy through your physical realm, it will not work. Simple. It will not work. And it's not going to work because your heart's not in it. It's just something that, it sounds good. That sounds like it would be good. I'm just going to write it down. That sounds like that would make me money. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Because watch this. Our words are so fucking powerful, bro, that it's important that you always pause before you say something out your mouth. You speak life and death through your mouth. So if you say, I want to do something, but I don't have the tools, the universe is going to show you just that. We literally talked about this Monday. The universe will show you just fucking that. It will give you proof of what you truly deeply believe. So if you're in the motion stage, right? I want you to start taking some ideas that you actually have already put down. And I want you to start researching how you can bring these things to life. I want you to start worrying about the how now. If you need to take a step back and figure out the why, great. Meet me in a one on one. DM me, BIG. DM me the word BIG. And we can work one on one. But if you can shift and do it on your own, I literally want you to stop putting down plans. And I actually want you to start following your plans through. Because doing your plans or doing the habit that you want to obtain is where the true growth happens. Although you may start working your body out, the first week you will not see any results. The second week, you will see results, just not physical results. You're going to start feeling spiritual results. What are you saying, Big? What I'm saying is you're going to feel your body literally try to fight against the new habit that you're trying to do because the old habit was working for a long time. And the reason why I use workout so much is because I work out a lot. I move my body a lot. right? I move my body a lot. So I want to be honest about, the first week you're not going to see growth. Second week you're not going to see growth, you're going to feel growth. The third week you're going to start seeing your body start shifting. It may not be the biggest shift, but it's going to be an important shift for your mindset. You're going to see that, I'm actually getting results of the plans that I wrote down. Most people don't hold on enough to see the results. That's why at the beginning of the year, the gym is literally probably the most popular place you could be. They make their most money in January and February because everybody has New Year's resolutions. Nobody has new life resolutions. Mm, give it up in the chat. Let me say that one more time. A lot of people have New Year's resolutions, but a lot of people don't have new life resolutions. They're not willing to make it a lifestyle. And because people aren't willing to make it a lifestyle, they can't be successful as much as they really want to be. Because it's just something that they are just doing just because it sounds good. Yeah, I wish I could do that too, girl, man. I wish I could make all that money too. You ever had them type of people to where, and I'm not coming at you if you think like this. I'm just being honest. I want you to really think about how you're literally self-sabotaging everything that you're planning to do. When you say things like, oh, that's just how I am. Or when you say things like, yeah, I want to do, but don't follow up with action. When you say things like, I wish I could have, or I wish I could do, right? Or I wish I could, go over there and work with them and not actually put one foot in front of the other. It's important to plan, but it's also important to get in flow, right? To actually putting the reps in. I wasn't perfect at going live. I wasn't perfect at speaking with people. I wasn't perfect at even making content. All I know, y'all, is that I picked the lane and I stuck to it. So that came with researching, that came with reading books, that came with decluttering my own mind, my own energy. That came with learning how to meditate in order to truly ground myself. It you know what I'm saying? Like the action piece is where you really are going to experience the growth. And although planning is cool, how often do you look at your plans? Are you just planning shit because it sounds good? I need to break the generational curses and da 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 da. Like, let me tell you, being a chosen one, you gotta choose this shit every day, gang. It's not no, oh, I'm gonna wake up one day and I'm not gonna do it. Nah, bro. Nah, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. Some days I have to pull myself out the bed. It be like that because I be up so late on the grind. Honestly, I don't even know, Slider. I don't even know. It says 10 lamp, but I ordered it came with the soundboard. So this is a G3 soundboard. Okay. And and Slider, no interruption because everything is divine. Y'all watch this. I told y'all every time you speak, the universe will bring proof. Watch this. Slater or Slatter, right? They came in simply asking about some tech information. If I wasn't here right now, they wouldn't have been able to get what they needed to get, and I wouldn't have been able to put in another rep. But watch this. Watch this, Slack. I like that you came in and one, you were respectful. So let's give it up for you in the chat. But let's also highlight what I just said. Slack may have had plans to grow and develop and build a streaming setup or whatever it is that they're going to use, whatever they're going to use the mic for. They literally just researched. They literally just took action on building what it is that they're trying to build. Y'all literally just got the proof in the chat. Ah, y'all hear me? Are y'all hearing me? Huh? Is it making sense? Because that's what happens. I'm speaking boldly, I'm speaking confidently on what we're talking about. And what happened was somebody came across this live and literally put in action what I was just talking about. that you can't plan to do stuff, that you have to plan and then you gotta research, okay? And then you gotta, okay, how can I get this? Okay, where do I get the money from? Like, how do I start saving up? How do I start putting it you see what I'm saying? It's levels to the shit, yo. So every day you gotta wake up and you gotta choose this shit. And this is the difference between frequency and time. Because it's like, yo, when you operate off of energy, you don't have to look at a time to tell you you have to do certain things in your life that you know you're supposed to be doing. No, you don't have to do that because you're automatically gonna get up and your body is gonna know by the way you start choosing your decisions early rise in your day. This is why I recommend people write in the rising. Because if you write in the rising, what happens is you're able to set a frequency, a tone. And then once you write in the rise, I want you to start looking for the proof after you're done. Don't wait. Don't wait for the proof. Operate as if the proof is going to, it has to show up or it has to show up. Thank you for the follow. Are we making sense, chat? Drop some fires in the chat. Y'all good, YouTube? If you guys want to see the actual notes, make sure you guys go sub to the YouTube. Monshay Flow, MonshaYFlow. Again, go sub to the YouTube if you guys want a visual and you want to take down these notes that we have on the board. That's MonshaYFlow. All right. So now that we realize what type of person has motion, are y'all ready to have that? Y'all ready to have that longevity? Because that's what I like to teach for. I'm not teaching you for motion of small change. You can do that on your own. Okay. I'm trying to teach people how to have longevity. Simple. How to build a structure that continuously works for you when you are not here. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm supposed to be here at 9. I literally took my time. Cause I'm not on nobody else's time. I'm literally on the universe time. I'm on time, the flow of my own. This shit is frequency. This shit is not, it doesn't matter what time you come. Feel me? If you are energetically aligned with this lab, you will find it every single time we come, regardless of what time we come and what day. It's frequency. It's energy. Right? If I'm over here teaching growth and development, what's going to happen? It's going to be tailored to the people, unless you search me up and you already be in here, right? And you have our post notifications on. If you're under the sound of my voice and you're a new follower today, you're a new subber today, you've never been here, you are energetically aligned with my frequency. Simple. That's why I don't believe in time. I believe that when the student is ready, the teacher shows up. And not all the time do people hop on the opportunity. Some people just like it for show, and that's the people that, oh, I got motion, bro. Don't blame me. But these the same people who not looking at their goals every day. I wish I could do this, but you're not specifically setting out time in order to study this, or to ask questions about this, or to figure out where you can get in an environment where they're having those type of conversations. Okay, so I hope that I help you switch from motion to action. Abundance to me. Okay. So now that we know what type of people got motion, let's walk into longevity. I'm not gonna keep y'all long. 10 o'clock, I'm gonna be out because these notes wasn't even long. So I'm gonna get out. Thank you so much, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Also, I want y'all to know we're gonna start going live Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'll be live probably tomorrow. We're just gonna vibe, what we did Monday, have a little fun, you know what I'm saying? All work, no play is boring. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna yeah, let's go. Yeah, y'all gonna see. Just pop out Thursday at 7 p.m. EST then, yeah. All right. Let's talk that action. All right. So now that we know that we can't just plan, that we have to put the plan in like actual physical focus, right? Let's talk action. All right. Because I want y'all to know action is the longevity. I got the keys, the keys, the keys. Okay. The action piece is where it matters most, right? The reps. Okay. So what we're talking about today is, excuse me, shift from unattract how to shift from unattractive habits to attractive habits. Okay. So Now that y'all know the type of people that just have that small motion and ain't really doing much, right? Let's talk to the longevity people. Let me sit back. Let's talk to the people who actually want to get shit done. All right. So action is simply doing. Motion is planning. Action is grinding. A lot of people say, "I have faith that things will work out." You should be praying as if you only have to focus on the divine mother and father of the universe, but you should be working as if you the only one that can make it happen. Because success meets preparation. People that have the plan, working the plan, and the plan is currently giving results. If a millionaire come to you right now today and you're not a person who constantly go of their goals, you're not a person who constantly is obsessed with the thing that you say matters the most to you, and they offer you a position, you're not going to know what to do because you haven't been preparing for it. You've just been writing it down. And although that is preparation, it's not enough. And I know sometimes people don't want to hear what they're doing is not enough, but it's like, yo, if you really truly say you want something, you're going to overcome everything that you have to, and you're going to get all the information on that thing that you need to, regardless of how long it takes you. So although a lot of people are just meeting me now, yo, we've been doing this. We took some time off of TikTok, right? But we got right back to it. Like they know how we get down. Like it's just that simple. We've shifted our brand and we've shifted our name, but the foundation haven't it hasn't shifted. People know exactly what I do. People know exactly who I am. They know exactly what is a hobby to me and what's a necessity to me. Dancing is a hobby for me. Growth and development is a necessity. Dancing is not technically a necessity. Moving my body is. But dancing is a hobby. It's something that I like to do. But it's not something that I need to do in order to stay grounded. It's not something that I need to do, right? A necessity is something that you have to do every single day. What's up, Chosen? Welcome back, baby. Thank you for choosing us again. All right. So a person who takes action is talking like this. A person who's action oriented is saying, I started doing 5 minutes a walk a day because I wanted to move my body. So you see how they shifted from motion, they shifted from planning to grinding, they shifted from wanting to having and doing. Let me tell y'all something. It's not hard to have a better life. Can I be the first one to help break that down for you? It is not hard to have a great life. It's not hard to be a great person. People just are so, self-centered that their pessimistic mind takes over before they can even see something actually unfold. And if that's you, that's okay, right? Because we're going to shift that. We're going to take it to the next level because I want y'all to understand this. If you started something, you have the opportunity to be disciplined. You just have to choose that thing every single day. I chose this, y'all. I need y'all to understand. I chose growth and development even when I was homeless. I chose growth and development even on days I didn't want to get out the bed. I literally just told y'all I took my time this rising. I had to turn on the heat in order to wake up. That bed felt so good. And sometimes things are going to feel like they're better than what it is that you should be locked in on. We've been on since 9:20. We've been on since 9:20. I'll give y'all an extra 15 minutes. So we'll get out of here at 10:15. So be present. Get these gems. Okay? You won't always feel like doing it, but it's important that you do. Because if you don't work on you, who will? If you don't check in with yourself every single day, who will? And although, yes, we actually absolutely want people to be that rock and foundation for us, it's just not all the way possible all the time. It's just that simple. It's not all the way possible all the time because everybody has their own journey going on. Can't nobody have their own journey going on and keep up with you too all the time. I literally tell my people, I'm like, look, y'all have to lock in because I can't always look back. I can't always look back. I'm encouraging my people in my Discord to come out of their shells so that, sometimes on days that I'm mad busy, like today, I may not be able to jump in the Discord all day. But I want them to realize that that is their home too, right? So I have to continuously showing them the action so that they can just easily flow and fall into the results. Literally, a lot of my clients, I've role played a lot of things with them. Because if I help you put yourself in the mind state of that environment, of that version of yourself, you're going to really take the time to sit there and think about something like that. And what happens is very fucking powerful. The universe says, okay, subconsciously, this is what they're thinking about. Subconsciously, they are not energetically blocked, right? They're not limited. So this is what we're gonna do for them. We're going to show them. Let me tell y'all something. I literally gave up on love. I literally was like, yo, I'm not dating a fuck soul. And I literally was like, yo, the next motherfucker. Ooh, excuse my language. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry, TikTok. GTA. But as y'all can see, I be so passionate to tell you guys what be going on. I literally told myself, like, yo, I'm done dating. I'm over it. This is stupid. That's stupid. But watch this, Chosen. As soon as I realized that I no longer wanted just anything and I wanted something specific, I got into detail about what I wanted. This is the shift. Watch this. Watch this shift. The shift is not that you don't want love. The shift is not that you don't want to be with someone. The shift happens when you realize that loving you is enough and you're worthy of love. And when I really, really, really honed in on that, a wonderful woman came into my life, and yo, it's the happiest I've ever been. So, Chosen, don't give up on love. Just start giving up on the patterns that you have in love. I just freed somebody just now, man. Give it up in the chat. I freed myself from the lack mentality that I had around love, and how people were giving it to me, and realizing that, yo, that has nothing to do with me. I am a loving person. I am a kind person. I am a person that's going to be loyal and genuine at all times. And also, I'm a mirror. I will give you what you give me, right? But I started to choose different. I realized in the beginning that this is a red flag and I don't like it. When that woman literally told me, like, yes, I go to therapy, I was like, green flag. We can get through anything. We can get through anything because that's where it is. Facing yourself, taking time to understand where you are and where you're trying to go and where you came from. Where you came from is just as important as where you are going, because it's your true identity. Everything, although you may grow and develop, you're never going to lose versions of yourself. That's why I say I don't really like. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, my version of schizophrenic is very different, and I know that I will probably be able to connect with them on a different frequency. So I actually have an elder aunt who has dementia, right? And everybody always says that she doesn't know what's going on and stuff like that, but it's like, yo, I go talk to her and I vibe with her different, because it's not about the physical shell, it's about the spiritual shell. And spiritually she is free. Physically, in the physical realm, it makes it seem like she's limited. But when you are spiritually free, you can't be limited. I realize I have to love myself the way I want to be loved. You absolutely do, because how can you tell somebody how to love you if you don't know how to love you? Before that woman came, I couldn't tell you. I didn't care. Like, just love me, you know? But now I can vocalize what I actually want, because I actually took the time to stop saying, I wish I could, and yeah, I want to do, and I actually start doing it. So another thing that people say that are action takers, they say, I wanted to learn, so I researched, I asked, I started doing. I want you to start, and instead of starting a conversation about what you lack, I want you to start having conversations about what you do have. It's just that simple. You may not be perfect at everything. So fucking what? Although you may not be perfect, just taking the step is important. But eventually it has to it has to be something that you choose every day. And because I choose growth and development every day, I'm continuously leveling up. It's just that simple. So when it was time for me to, receive my wife, I was ready for both of us. She was ready for both of us. Okay. So in all actuality, what I'm saying today is that your habit is it's not going to change in the physical. It's only going to change in the spiritual. And that's the difference between frequency and time. Because although you may be putting in 1 rep a week, energetically you're not truly aligned with it. Because when you're trying to be aligned with something, you need to be where that thing is. Simple. If you're trying to get in contact with some millionaires, you need to be in rooms where the millionaires are. And if you don't know where the millionaires are, I guess you better start doing some research. Start seeing where they are. Start seeing where the events are. How much are the events? How long do we need to save up this money in order to? Who do I need to get? Who should I go have with on the ticket? Huh? Gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta get creative with what you're trying to do. Just that simple. So let me give you guys some examples of what I mean by frequency versus time, and that's my time, and we're gonna vibe out, and I'm gonna answer some questions. So I want you guys to get your questions together. What is some things that you've been putting in motion and not in action? And let's talk about it for the next 10 minutes. So let me finish this up. So got 2 examples for you guys. John spent 3 hours this week reading. Sarah spent 3 hours each day for a week reading. Who read the most? So I'm gonna say that again. John spent 3 hours this week reading. Sarah spent 3 hours each day for a week reading. Who read the most? Come on, talk to me. Who read the most? One more time. John spent 3 hours this week reading. Sarah spent 3 hours each day for a week reading. Who read the most? Because one person has motion, the other person takes action. The other person is not worried about what they have and what they don't have. They're solely focused on what they do have. Key said Sarah read the most. How many hours did Sarah actually read if she read the most? How good are y'all if Sarah read 3 hours each day for a week, so 7 days a week, 7 times 3 is what? Come on, we're taking it back to school today. Cool. So if Sarah read 21 hours out of 7 days, that shows what? That shows that's not only her habit, but it's a necessity. Watch this. It's a necessity. And what we do with necessities, we get as much as possible, right? So necessities look like you got to drink water. Well, you don't have to, but I'm pretty sure you want to. You want to drink water. That's a necessity. That's something that you go to the grocery store and you get all the time. Or let's dive a little deeper. Toilet paper. I use wipes, but toilet paper, right? That's a necessity. That's something that if you're a woman, you need. It's just that simple. So there's really not a difference between John and Sarah because they have the same goals. They have the same plan. But the only difference is it's one is treating it like a hobby and the other is treating it like a necessity. So the other person is only doing it sometimes because it's not that important to them. The other person, it may be important to her. It may be important to her goals. It may be important to her life. It may be important to what she's trying to currently create. But John, on the other hand, may not really care too much about reading. He's just doing it because that's something that he probably feels like he needs to do. What are you saying, Big? What I'm saying is, although there's two types of people, neither one is wrong. It's just to ask yourself, what are you trying to get done? What level of success are you trying to get on? If you're okay with being complacent and a lot of the things that you want to do are hobbies, cool. I'm okay with that. Just know that doing something sometimes won't get you full-time results. It's just that simple. And this is what I'm telling myself about music. Like, yo, if it's a hobby, that's cool. If you want to take it seriously, it has to become a necessity. You have to do something every single day towards that thing. Growth and development, something gets done every single day. I'm like Sarah when it comes to growth and development. I'm like Sarah when it comes to growth and development. Simple. It's nothing. It's a necessity. We got YouTube booming, and we also got YT up right now. Huh? It's a necessity. See a lot of people go live every day. It's a necessity because it's something that they like to do. It's something that they want to do, and they need more of it. I need more growth and development every day. I choose my woman every day because I need more of her every day. Some people only choose their woman once a week or once a year. I got you for Valentine's Day. I got you for Mother's Day. Actually, no, babes. I have you every day. Simple. It's what you choose. And I really realized that when you really realize that it's what you choose, you start to choose differently in every area. Like even when you start to do choose better in this area, this area automatically gets better. Thank you for the follow. Right? When you say, I'm gonna have boundaries over here, it automatically helps you have boundaries over here. So fuck the motion and get into action. Give it up in the chat. 10 on the time. So that's my cue. Any questions in the chat today? What y'all got for me? Give it up for y'all. So listen, if you want to get the notes and you want to go verbatim with what I put down, you cut the 10 in the chat. I'm always on time. All right. So I'm gonna flow to 10:30. We're gonna flow to 10:30 to make sure we got that hour in and we didn't cheat y'all. So what's up? What y'all got? What type of questions y'all got today? Type of questions y'all got today. Also, make sure you guys go subscribe to the YouTube because we are streaming right now on YouTube and you guys can watch this live over. Some days are not as deep all the time. Some days we teach really deeply. Some days we here for hours. Some days we here just for a short time because it's just that simple. What we talked about today is just that simple. So let's do a recap. While you guys figure it out. While you guys figure out your questions, let's do a quick recap. So today we talked about habits, frequency versus time. We're talking about frequency versus time, which is spiritual versus physical. Okay. Name on YouTube is Monshay Flow, MONSHAYFLOW. Um, I think I have mods in here. Are we able to drop that in the chat and pin that? Best ways to get out of anger. Ooh, hold that thought. Hold that thought. So today we talked about action versus motion, right? We talked about what's difference between grinding and planning, and then we gave you guys some examples. So I hope you guys wrote those examples down. Give it up for Key in the chat. Because these are the questions that's gonna shift y'all. Because these are things that I've worked on. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think there's nothing that I haven't worked on. Like simple. And that's not to be braggadocious, that's just to be honest. You know? So we about to I'm about to pull YT down and we about to just talk one-on-one TikTok. That's cool. Thank you so much, YT. Y'all know we turned up for another Rags to Riches. Okay. And y'all know I'm your host, BIG is what I see in me. Make sure you guys not only like, but comment and subscribe to the YouTube. And I'll see y'all for Freestyle Friday. And we'll see what we got going on. Catch y'all on the flip, flip, flip.